This is a bulletproof Humvee windshield, and today we're gonna find out how bulletproof it really is. Check it out.
That is crazy.
Firing. We're gonna shoot it with a 22, a 9mm, a 45, a 44 Magnum, a 223, and then we'll finish it off with a 12 gauge shotgun slug. So we got this thing off Facebook Marketplace. The person that we bought it from said that they basically have a whole scrapyard of military and armored vehicles. And so this was on a military Humvee, and they told us that it was bulletproof. We'll see what happens. I've never shot anything that's allegedly bulletproof before that is glass. And so I legitimately have no clue what's gonna happen. We're gonna start off for that reason with a 22, and if the 22 goes through, then we'll be in trouble. So we'll see what happens. We'll start small with the 22. So you can see the top here, it's layered. So it's got these multiple layers, which helps it be bulletproof and really swallow the bullet. It looks to be a little over a ½ inch thick. So we'll see how it holds up. All right, starting with the little 22. If it goes through, the video's ruined. So hope it doesn't go through. Firing. I aimed high right to try to leave room for other shots. There's a huge, like, splatter from here. I don't know, let's go see. Man, this is gnarly, look at that. All the way down, just from a 22. It's like so dramatic, but there's no hole in it. Yeah, the backside is completely clean. It's like brand new glass on the other side when you feel it. All right, 22 stopped it. Wait, no, it stopped the 22. Who stopped who? Okay, we're moving up to a full metal jacket, 9mm, shooting it out of a Glock 19, and we'll see what happens. The 22 was very dramatic, but it didn't go through, so we'll see what happens with the 9. All right, I'm firing. All right, it looks a little bit bigger than the 22. Still just like a huge crater. It's just white dust, but there's no hole. It's so dramatic in the front, and there's like shards of glass on the wood right here, but the backside is, again, completely smooth. And there's just like a tiny little bulge on the back right here. The 22 is completely flat, and then the 9mm impact is just a tiny little hump in the back. Next up, we have our 45. We're gonna be shooting a 1911, a little bit fatter bullet. We'll see if it goes through. Firing. All right, it's just barely bigger than the 9mm. It's just progressively getting bigger, and it's definitely deeper. And you see the webbing is just getting bigger and bigger each time. There's a huge bulge in the back, but it did not go through. It's just so flexible. It just stretched out right here. It doesn't look like you can go much bigger than this though. It's stretched so much on the backside. I mean, that's like a ½ inch crater. I don't know how we could get any bigger and it not go all the way through, but the 44 Magnum will be a really good test because it's just a little bit bigger, so we'll see. Check it out. Dude. This is the 45. Look at this thing. That is crazy. You can see the like white powdered glass on one side. It just smacked that glass because it's such a fat bullet. Flattened out and then bounced back like 15 yards. It's like a little mushroom cap. All right, next up we got the 44 Magnum, going a little bit bigger. I don't know how it's gonna stop it. This just seems like it's already at the very edge of the glass, and so I don't know how it would stop this, but we'll find out. All right, I'm firing. It's even bigger. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It just keeps getting bigger and deeper. Wow. It didn't go through. I didn't think it would get any bigger than the 45. And it did. It's like that last layer is just stopping it somehow. Check this out. It goes from like baseball size, softball size, and then 2 other balls that are bigger than that. Cantaloupe, dodgeball. This is just gnarly. That is crazy. So you see the bulge in the 45, and the 44 is just even bigger. It's just stretching. It looks like liquid. All right, the glass has stopped everything we've thrown at it so far. Next up, we have a round of 223. If it stops this, I would be very surprised. It's just such a step up. 223 versus the HUMVEE Windshield coming up next on Yee Yee Life. I don't even know what I'm saying. All right, let's just shoot it. All right, before we shoot it with the AR, just really quick, buy some t-shirts so that we can afford to do these videos. Thanks. All right, before we move up to the AR, if you could do us a favor real quick, go check out some of the gear that we just released at yeeyee.com.
Real quick.
We are actually an apparel company out here in Georgetown, Texas. We're at the Yee Yee Farm. This is the land that we call home. And first and foremost, we're an apparel company and we sell some sweet stuff. T-shirts, hats, hoodies. It's really awesome quality. So yeah, we really appreciate the support. These videos aren't cheap. And if you guys go grab a hat, grab a shirt, it'll let us know that we're heading in the right direction. We can keep doing many more videos. Firing. Okay, so the spread of our 223 was actually one of the smallest yet, especially in comparison to the 45. And it looks like it didn't make it as deep as well, but it went through the other side. I guess because it's just a higher velocity bullet, that it just didn't have the overall carnage of the 44 and the 45, because it just went through that glass more smoothly. So actually really interesting on the other side, it bloomed out, whereas these two bulged. It's almost like it was gonna bulge and then it was just too much velocity and then it just went straight through. So the whole glass, Zach just noticed, is bent towards where we were shooting from. So it's like that glass, for whatever reason, when it's shot, then bends forward. So maybe some of you guys know in the comments why it's doing that, because it was not bent like that before. Would it have stopped a 223 round if it was a completely fresh piece of glass? I don't think so, because I shot in a spot that it wasn't really even webbed. There's one little spot left on our windshield, and that can mean only one thing. We're gonna shoot it with a slippery, slimy 12 gauge slug. Let's see what happens. Would have been cool. I'm firing. That's the first one where I can see the hole from here, straight through. Boom! Biggest spread so far, even bigger than the 44. The glass was no match for the power of the 12 gauge. It even powdered out even further out here. I bet that slow-mo is gonna look sweet. So our backside over here is wider than the 223 exit, but it's also flatter. The 223 like really bloomed out. This one just almost looks like a big old glass volcano. It's smooth around the top, but it's bigger than the 223 just because it's such a big, bulky bullet. Triple B. All right, here it is. We didn't know if it was gonna be the slug or if it's just gonna be a piece of shrapnel. It's just like a piece of that glass that just looks crystallized and powdered. And it flew, yeah, we're probably 30 yards back from that windshield. So it flew that far. There's also a door that flew back from when we shot the glass. I guess there was a door inside that windshield?
I didn't see
What? Do you think if we opened it, you don't think there's something behind it, do you? There you have it, guys. This is the final results of our Bulletproof Humvee windshield. We got the 22, the 9mm, the 45, the 44, the 223, and the shotgun slug. I don't know about y'all, but I would feel pretty safe in that Humvee. I'm very impressed with the way that it held up. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next episode of Yee Yee Life.